Yo, welcome back to another episode of RNG Unfiltered with your boys, myself, Ricky.
And Gab, how are we all? Welcome.
Welcome to an episode of Pop Cultured.
Yep, pop
We are
culture.
talking about
Plebs.
TCG today.
Yes.
And this is good because has been a fucking most relevant shit
We've done. So, for some background, I've been collecting. We talked about collectibles a few episodes back, and we've been collecting cards for a long time. I've played a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh back in my day, and almost everyone has played some Yu-Gi-Oh, some
even Pokemon, not
not knowing the rules. Just hey, my card is better than yours. Get fucked.
My guy has 250 health. Yours has 80.
I win.
Fuck you.
Yeah. So we had and then I've been trying to set up a thing for the last couple of weeks. I sat down. I was like, fuck it. Everybody come to my place. Bring some starter decks and let's play. Now, for those who are casual TCG players, you understand the pain when you play against someone who's got a $5,000 deck and you're rocking up with a starter deck and you get your backside clapped.
Unless you clutch it up somehow.
Nah. It is almost impossible for you to lose to a $5,000 deck or whatever, a few $100 deck.
I've never. This is the thing with like Yu-Gi-Oh, and I don't know. Is it Vanguard too?
Vanguard's expensive. Magic's expensive. Yu-Gi-Oh's expensive, and the others are expensive as well.
But the major ones that I know a lot of people play, I'm like, this is fucked. Like, especially Yu-Gi-Oh and that. I'm like,
well, actually, Magic's worth more.
I know, but like prevalent. Yes. Like, well, it is prevalent.
Yeah, it is. Because what happens is right. There's these staple cards come out and people are like, oh, damn. Well, actually, before I continue.
Cheers.
Stop. Cheers to TCGs. Have a quick little reset. Restart. With like stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh, what happens is, or even Magic as well, what happens is people get staple cards that come out and they have like a somewhat average rarity or a bit of a slightly higher rarity because they're good cards.
And just playability of the card.
But the playability is so good, and so everyone's like, I want it. So all of a sudden, it's $100 a card. But you need 3 copies or 4 copies of that card for it to be viable in your deck. So automatically with one card, your deck's at $400. And so we ended up I had about 11 guys over, including me, 10 people. There's 11 people in total over at my place only a couple of days ago. Friday night,
which was
2 days ago from now.
I know you, but myself, the only TCG stuff I really ever collected, other than footy cards, AFL, if you're overseas and listening
Australian
to this.
Australian Football League.
Is footy cards. But the only TCG I have gotten properly is Pokemon. Yeah. But it's for collectability side more than
you were. So you were on the collector's side we both were actually for even Dragon Ball. I actually played my first Dragon Ball TCG game, and I've been collecting those cards for 3 years. Yeah. Like I played my first one on Friday with a mate who rocked up with 2 decks and was like, "Yeah, I'll teach you how to play." And
then also the only other thing TCG related I've played is Yu-Gi-Oh. Like this is without
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Is Yu-Gi-Oh on
the Master Duels and stuff.
Yeah,
Master
the Master
Duels. Is Duel Links or Master Duel? There's a couple of them.
There's one of them.
There's a few of them out
there.
But
that's the only other one I've actually played, like, practically.
Yeah. No,
but now even then, I don't have... It's not physical cards. It's on my phone PC. But now we've played.
Yeah. We had, 4 or 5 hours of people. Like, I didn't go to sleep till 2 a.m. that night. It was
about...
Started at
3 to 4, depending on the people.
Because some people did end up leaving it. Like one guy tried to go to sleep at 11. Some of them left at 12. Some of them left at 1.
I'm surprised he stayed up so long.
Yeah,
Jerry.
You all know him.
Jeremiah. Getting called out.
Yeah, getting called out. Now, in his defense, he had work at 5 a.m. down the road, or 6 a.m. down the road. So
Granny Jerry.
He is a granny. That guy can't sleep past 10 p.m.
Yeah, and
Discord hits 8:05. It's like, boys, I got to get ready for bed.
It's funny because I can guarantee you that anyone that looks at the time and notices Jerry's in, they're like, Jerry, it's past your bedtime. Every fucking time. I know I've done it multiple times. I look at it, it's like...
Anytime he joins Discord and it's like 9 p.m, even if it's on a weekend, you're like, Jerry,
why are you here? Why are you here, Jerry? But it's funny. He's the only person that cops that shit.
I cop shit about car accidents. You cop shit about sleep. Everyone's got their own niche.
Friday night, the only thing we didn't play but we got was Vanguard.
I played it.
I didn't play.
You didn't.
But Vanguard, Yu-Gi-Oh, there were speed decks.
So the Yu-Gi-Oh, so what we did with Yu-Gi-Oh was our mate actually. So some of our mates are a lot more into TCGs than we are, and so they were the ones that kind of Lockie set up all the cards essentially. Yeah. They bought 8 speed duel decks, 3 speed duel boxes which have 8 decks in them each. Because we don't like the speed duel format, but you can use the speed duel decks to build a proper deck. He ended up doing something like that because it was cheap. For those who are going to come at us and say, it's not meta. We're not doing meta. Our rule was get shitty decks and have fun. And honestly, it was one of my best nights playing TCGs.
We had Digimon. Did we?
Yeah, Digimon's the one that's probably the one.
What else did we?
I played.
Oh, and Magic.
Yeah, Magic. We were gonna do a commander game. It got too late. People got tired, and we didn't end up having the commander game. I played with starter decks, basic Magic starter decks. I got 4 of them, so we played. I bought 4 of them.
Buy?
Well, I went because they were like $23 or $24 for the kit, and it had 2 starter decks in it. And I was like, well, Magic's still pretty fun to play as a starter game. Yeah. So I went up, picked up 2 of those boxes, and threw them out.
I bought 2 Commanders.
You and Commanders, I didn't buy it. So starter decks are different to Commander decks.
Yeah, no, I bought Commander. Yeah. But...
Lockie has 4.
Yeah, and they come in...
got like 20.
They got different... But the major one we did play was Digimon. Which, actually. I'm not going to lie, I had quite a lot of fun. Even prior to starting... This guy and I were just fucking there for an hour and a half, just sorting out.
Prior to today,
prior to today, we're just sorting out. I'm like, before this, I fucking do not understand how someone can sit there
in front of cars. Yeah, I remember this.
Because the only thing I have sleeved, before I start, I don't understand how people can sit there for fucking hours sleeving shit. The only thing I've sleeved is my fucking collectibles, Pokemon. That
was prior to 2 days ago.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That mentality was prior to 2 days ago until we actually got into it.
Thursday, I was like, what the fuck? And then even today, we sat there for a solid hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Hour and 20 minutes, sleeving, fixing our desks. I'm like, what the fuck? It's 4:50.
We're like, shit, we're supposed to record 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. We'll aim for 4:30. And then... We ended up, before starting, we fucking went to Coles. Yeah. And I bought myself limited edition shapes, barbecue shapes, shaped like a fucking Xbox. The full box for $12. And they were 24 packs.
I walked into Coles earlier today because I was getting stuff for dinner and I saw the Xbox shapes at 50 cents a box. So I, as a normal human, picked up 2. One to try, and if we liked it, we have a spare one. If we don't, I can give the second one out. Anyways, it was $1. I was like, fucking whoop-de-doo. Then Ricky came in and they both tried, what are these shapes? And I'm like, oh yeah, they were 50 cents. And they had them like, tastes all right. And then he's like, let's go to Coles.
Yeah.
Picked up a whole fucking box, walked in.
What? I will say, the only reason that happened was because Sarah...
Yeah, true.
Sarah
I think
took it.
She's going to come in here and beat us.
Sarah ate the whole box. When I wanted some.
In her defense, I ate like a quarter of it prior to.
Yeah, but a quarter. But she had 3/4. I'm like,
bro, it's a curse, man. I'm the same with chips and stuff like that. I have to finish. I'm tapping my belly.
Because normally, when it comes to shapes or chips and shit like that, it's mainly shapes and certain chips. I like to have it in a bowl with Pepsi. Like a soft drink, because...
I've got a Pepsi Max cans and a couple of bowls. Maybe we just sit down and have those for...
You might see some Pepsi cans pop out.
Yeah, true. We should probably take out the Pepsi cans.
But yeah, I love having it in a bowl and just eating the shapes,
The
and then
shapes. Why'd you signal like you're eating with a spoon?
I don't-
Please tell me you're not eating your shapes with a fucking spoon.
I'll eat it with a fork, bro.
No, you should get a straw, suck them up, and then like throw it into your hand or some shit.
Slurp up all the like.
Also, went to just slap my mic, by the way. Fucking hell, man. Well, what is your favorite flavor of shapes?
Pepsi. Pepsi.
Yes, we had a quick.
We got him.
Cameras went for a quick cut, so we went and picked up some
Some
cans
Pepsi.
of Pepsi. And what was your favorite shapes flavor?
Favorite shape flavor. Cheese and bacon. Cheese
Okay,
and
alright.
cheese and bacon.
Crimpy chicken. Crimpy
That-
chicken and yogurt is the best. No
They
question about it.
they are the best, hands down.
Sorry.
I fucking love them. And then I got like a tier list. I got cheese and bacon. I got it's barbecue. Then a tie for third is the
Yep.
crimpy chicken with pizza.
Crimpy chicken and pizza in third.
Yeah,
So what was your second one, sorry?
barbecue.
Barbecue. Yeah, see, I'd put, like, crimpy chicken, in my opinion, is really good. I've actually got one of the boys in the D&D chat put their personal shapes ranking, so maybe I might go bring that up.
Oh, did
But they did it a while back. I think crimpy chicken's one of the best, but crimpy chicken gets elevated when you have it with Greek-style yogurt, just a normal
I've never
Greek-style
had it.
yogurt. You should try it. Anyone who says, I highly recommend. And the other one is barbecue's also just always a
It's a classic. That's why.
so
Have you
I'm
had the
fine.
savory?
I have. They're not bad.
They're shit.
Are they?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, here we go. I found the tier list. This is in courtesy of, I don't know who actually sent it up, but this is a tier list created by, I think Jerry and stuff. So up in S tier, all right, we got barbecue, clear, that's a good choice,
Yeah.
and pizza.
I don't rate it.
The
It's a
A
S tier.
tier, I think is the pink box cheese and bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. In A tier, cheese and bacon.
Yeah.
B tier, Vegemite and nacho cheese.
Vegemite slaps.
Does it?
Yeah, Vegemite actually slaps.
All right, I have to give that one a try.
Like, I'm not
Can't-
gonna lie. Out of all flavors they brought, it slaps. But it's one of those things where it's like,
You can only have so much of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. It's like
It-
it tastes really good, but you gotta have it in moderation.
yeah, it's slaps, but in moderation.
All right. Their C tier is chicken drumstick, cheddar. I think that's an Aussie one. It's blurry. I can't really tell. And then crimpy chicken, in C tier.
I do not think pizza is A tier.
S tier, you mean?
Yeah, S tier. I do not think.
I don't think crimpy chicken's in fucking C tier.
I'd move-
I had a whole argument with these guys on that shit.
I'd move.
You'd swap. I reckon you'd swap cheese and pizza and cheese and bacon.
Yeah, I would only do that because I know a lot of people that rate cheese and bacon highly.
Yeah. I actually haven't tried the cheese and bacon ones. I probably should.
Yeah, that's why it's not.
Well, I haven't.
that's why
I'm
you
not
don't-
ranking it. I haven't ranked
Yeah,
it.
that's
I'm not
that's
gonna
why
sit
you
here
don't-
and say it's fucking X tier because I've never tried it before. But yes, we have and then in fucking horrible is I think that's just a savory. That's the one you asked. No, I haven't. I've tried the savory one. It's the red box. That shit is rank.
Savory. I thought it was blue.
No, blue's the nacho cheese.
Oh,
That's the photos. Well, that's the photos they're using. That savory one, I've had it before. That's just nasty.
I think they've trained. Oh, the pizza is not S tier. Pizza is A tier for sure. That might get me some shit. That might get
Nah. I reckon.
because I feel like with this rating, right? Barbecue slaps continuously.
it's consistently
It's
good.
yes.
It's
pizza.
consistently good.
Pizza is inconsistently good.
I like how we went from TCGs to shape flavors, but
We're getting back to it.
yeah, we'll get.
But yes, I shapes.
Pizza
love-
is only good when you're playing TCGs. There you go. That's our fucking bridge. That's our bridge.
Yeah, no. So back to TCGs.
And wait, what's the And we're back to
But back
TCG
to-
chat.
I will say, like, outside of collectability, I have enjoyed playing Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah.
but I did not have as much fun as playing Digimon last night. And I
Yeah.
think because everyone was at ground zero with everything.
Yes, for
so
sure.
I think that's what made it more enjoyable.
because everyone's developing at the same time, and you don't have one guy who knows what cards what
Yeah.
cards do what. So like, besides John, but John wasn't playing. Like if you play someone like Lockie or Jerry or Michael in like Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah.
these guys have got a vast knowledge on the cards, and so even if you give them a starter deck, they automatically know
Yeah.
what functions to get out what card
But
is used to
this
play what game.
was like
Digimon was
no.
a whole new play.
Which like
Made it very enjoyable. I had lots of fun
like,
playing
even
Digimon. I
just-
played 4 Digimon games in a row within like an hour.
me too.
Like-
we'll
next to each
sorry,
other, that's
we'll
right, yeah.
next to each other. But just being able to even talk to each other and the other boys,
Yeah.
I'm like, because Gab had a green deck,
Yeah, so
which is
Digimon
Go
has 6
Green. I
colours.
think it's called Go Green.
The battle
The-
deck was called
yeah.
Go Green or something, but I can't remember the names right.
But pardon me. But
We all had a different color because
yeah.
Kobe had red, you had
had
blue,
blue.
Adrian had purple, and I had green.
yeah, but it was enjoyable to be like talking to Gab and seeing what he thought of the deck, and I'm like, me playing blue, I was like, this is quite nice because it like allows me personally. I don't know if it's with
Yeah.
you too. Is that they're slightly different, and you get to sort of gauge what the differences
Each
are.
color generally, so in any TCG, every color kind of is indicative of how the deck will be
But
played.
you get what I mean,
Yeah.
though. It's more just to be like, would I personally
yeah.
enjoy playing
green
green?
or blue, yeah, green
or
or blue.
blue,
You get
or-
to try that. So, because what we did was disclaimer, we started this Digimon because I wanted to do TCG and start everyone on ground zero, and Digimon was cheap as fuck for the
They
for the
were
game.
on discount. No, they weren't.
They were on special. It was like 70% off. So we bought starter decks for $8 and we bought booster boxes for $50.
Yeah.
Like it was the cheapest you can get into any TCG at the moment.
And it was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, just even, like, personally, I enjoy opening booster boxes. Because
everyone,
it's like...
We're
you
not
can-
gamblers, I swear.
Yeah. But I will say, fucking TCG is astronomically expensive.
Yeah.
Once you, like...
Get into it.
Once you... I think for this instance, because we're starting, it's
Yeah.
like... You
Kinda
gotta
cheap.
buy the box decks,
Oh, yeah.
the sleeves, then you gotta
Well, look,
buy the card.
technically, you don't have to go and buy every. You can just buy the starter deck and play. Now, we are all kind of those. We're the kind of people where when we buy something, we want to take care of it, and we also
Yeah.
like to sleeve our shit. So I spent $10 on a pack of sleeves. I spent $5 on a single deck box,
Yeah.
and then I went and bought 5 deck boxes and 10 packets of
Yeah.
sleeves,
But,
like
I
to
think,
sleeve everything that I
I
had.
think that's just us personally. I know it's
Yeah.
me personally because for me, because of the collectability, I know I keep going back
Yeah, yeah,
to
no,
it,
well,
but
that's what
because
it
of
is,
the
right?
collectability side of Pokemon, it's to me it's more enjoyable to have them for a long time, like preserve them longer than
exactly.
they need.
But it's also like for those who play TCGs, right? If you're gonna go play these cards, one, when you play stuff like and you start changing your deck regularly, what happens is for someone who plays TCGs enough, your deck starts to have different colored sides because when a new card comes in, all your older cards there, you can clearly see where that new card
Yeah.
is in your deck. So that helps prevent that by sleeving them all up. They all have the same look,
Yeah.
style, and shape, and it won't change depending whether you want to change cards or not. As long as you just change the card within the sleeve, everything looks flush and clean.
And it's just nice to see.
It's fun to
The-
shuffle sleeves.
yeah,
cards, too.
like
It's so fun to
sleeve
shuffle
cards.
sleeves. Like with good sleeves. So when we mean like sleeving, we're not talking about your the little thin plastic.
It's
sleeves. We're
It's
talking about
the
your
see-through.
yeah, not the
It-
see-through ones.
It's the coloured ones with a solid back and then see-through front.
Yeah. So
Um,
they're much thicker sleeves. So they're not like, and the cards we get matte cards because they just feel so much nicer to
they
shuffle. But
like overall, it's like from sight, it's just been quite enjoyable. Like, and it makes me want to do it more because, like I've mentioned to you, and I've probably mentioned here too, is like I gay.
what?
Is like with the board games, cause of the timing and work and all
Yeah.
that, it's harder for me to be like, well, I'll play a full game, even though I
Yeah.
enjoy it. But with this, I'm like,
It takes 10 minutes, 20
Yeah.
minutes. Especially because when you play with Digimon starter decks, specifically, like we're talking about that, we had the cards aren't as chain heavy, and it's not like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where when you play Yu-Gi-Oh! What happens is it becomes a 1 TPK, like one
Yeah.
turn PK, and it becomes a problem where the guy sits down and has a 15-minute turn, and you have to sit there, and if you're someone with a starter deck and you take out, I can play one card in normal summon and put one trap card down. And you've just waited 15 minutes for have his turn, and you took your turn in 30 seconds, and you get one shot.
Yeah.
Whereas, like in Digimon, it's
Multiple.
we were going consistent, like I had one turn, and Digimon has a really, really nice mana system.
Yeah, and it's
yeah.
very balanced for an, I would say, entry level game.
Yeah.
And like what I wanna ask too of you is like, from that night, what was your most enjoyable like experience from it?
Most enjoyable moment would have to be from that night.
Or just like the
I
experience of like starting it all.
So yeah, I reckon Friday was a very, very successful night. I reckon everyone that came in was happy. Everyone that came in was like enjoyed the night and left home happy. I don't think anyone was upset. And also for me, like honestly, the Digimon startup, like where we went and we now we fucking said Digimon so much, talked about it so much, people are gonna think we're sponsored. We're not. It was just like because we all started from the same ground level and all of us
Yeah.
were learning the game as together. And honestly, I really do enjoy Digimon's mana system.
Yeah, no,
I
it
think
was-
the way or they call it memory in Digimon, not mana, or
Yes,
you know, like
memory.
anyone who plays Magic or even like One Piece and stuff like that, you have mana costs.
And
Or
it's
if you play
same as
Hearthstone,
Pokemon with like the
Yeah, energies.
water energies,
Energies.
yeah.
It's you have to play an energy to chart to, and depending on how much energy there is, depends how much cards you can play or whatever. With Digimon, it's a bit different. You have a memory board, and it sits at 0, and then there's player 1 side and player 2 side, and every time you use up energy, the token goes in the opposite direction. So if you're player 1, it goes to the opposite player
to
2's
your
side.
opponent's
Yeah.
side.
And if you're sitting at, and it only becomes the opponent's turn after you cross 0, or if you declare you want to end your turn. But what happens is it moves the token to the opponent's side at level 3. Sorry, at 3 memory, and that is
It would be worth doing 2.
exactly
like, 'cause-
So like if you have a card that's gonna push you just over and give them 1 mana, memory, it's called memory starvation, and it means they only have 1 memory to play with before it becomes to you, or 2 technically, because
Yeah, it would be.
there's cards that you have obviously that increase the amount that you gain and stuff like that, but it means like you have to think about what card you're going to play or how much memory you're going to give your opponent as
Yeah.
well. Because if you have a 12 cost card and you play it, and you're sitting at 2 memory yourself, your opponent has 10 memory, which means they can play that many cards.
It also makes you think of the benefit of the costs effects, the cards
Yeah,
effects.
exactly.
You're like, oh, this will gain 1 memory or for myself, or oh, this has at the cost of 3 or 7, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can destroy the team, the opponent's
card.
whole
board.
board.
Card.
Like,
I didn't see a whole board destroying card.
not like either
Yeah.
than your what's the guys on the
life.
side? On the
Oh,
side.
the eggs, the Digi eggs.
Not the eggs, the other
Your
guys.
life.
No, like the characters,
Yeah.
and you gain stuff. They're called something else.
Oh, tamers.
Tamers, yes.
Tamers. Sorry, I thought
Um,
you were talking about. Yeah.
Either than tamers and your eggs, if you have a Digimon that's digivolved, what happens is you destroy the whole Digi evolution and put the top card back in their hand.
Yeah, that's the
So
card, yeah.
then it's costing them between
4 cards.
7 to 12 energy or memory,
yeah.
and they to recall it back to you. So they pretty much have to start the whole process over again.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like, what would be beneficial to you? Because like that one turn gains you 2 extra turns for yourself to better. Like to be able to 1 KO or like KO the other thing.
So and where this goes into... Sorry, you go.
And as if you can't tell, this is our game of the
That's
week.
where I was doing the exact same fucking thing.
This is our game of the week.
So our segment, game of the week.
So
I was gonna push it to game of the week.
So we're not going to talk much more on it, like game of the week, because we're talking about it now.
Like
but
we've done the game explanation and why we think it's game of the week. And yes, I will put it like it is the game of the week. Even not just our recommendation to you, but also my game of the probably the game of the month at the moment. Like I've been definitely enjoyed it a lot this month or these last couple of days. And honestly, I would not be opposed to before dinner we play a battle out.
Like to be honest, it's just to be able to see. I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't get. Not annoyed, but I would have liked to learn Vanguard.
Well, I can teach you as well.
But played with my own decks to learn my decks.
Well, we're having another night soon anyway.
Yeah,
like it's become might be something that we do pretty regularly amongst our boys anyway.
But just being able to play Digimon, and like I said earlier, I'm like sitting at home just going through the cards. You're like, oh, I can make this. Like even today before this,
rebuild a whole deck.
I pretty much built a whole deck. Like nearly built a whole deck, and I was like, oh. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
It's deck building concepts aren't as difficult as I thought they would be, because stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh has a very complex deck build. In my opinion, I think when you want to build a deck in Yu-Gi-Oh, you really have to know what to do. And honestly, when I'm building decks with Yu-Gi-Oh, I actually just go on Google and go, I have these cards, build me a deck. Essentially, like you go. I've built structured decks for Yu-Gi-Oh! So I've got 3 structured decks. Please, I'll go on a YouTube video. Show me the best deck to build with these cards. And they'll give me the deck and I'll build that. And then I'll use that. And I'll try to learn how the cards play. Whereas in Digimon, I can build the deck and know how it plays. Whereas in Yu-Gi-Oh! I had to build the deck and then learn how to play.
Yeah, and I think this is just me personally. I don't know if I've told you, but the reason I would want... Oh.
Sorry.
But the reason I want to do it with my own cards, my own deck, is I rather learn it with my cards than play with someone else's. Because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna play that deck ever again. So I rather have my own cards, play that, learn from that, change them, sort of thing.
I definitely agree.
That's why I can like.
But in saying that, like,
with it.
We've also gone and we're only changing cards through booster box cards. And maybe if you want to build like a more competitive deck, then we can build competitive decks. But the idea of...
I think it's this is just more a whole different side to it, because we're just
getting it from booster boxes. It's literally like, we're not doing it for competitive. We're doing it for casual play.
Yeah, it's more just enjoyable. Like, I'm going to probably go home after this and just sort out some cards, or... I'll probably just play Once Human with my housemate. Because, like, that game... Bro, that game has been so good. Like, especially the last
segment. That was his game of the week like a month ago.
Yeah,
so people are going to be
I'm still fucking playing it because, like, it's such a grindy game. Especially this last section of, like, that my housemate and I...
If you really like to grind games, bro, just play RuneScape. You'll see how much you hate, what a grind actually is.
No, this is, like, the first, like, game I've quite thoroughly enjoyed. Like grinding, especially just getting materials.
Sorry, let me adjust my sentence. If you want to learn what grinds are, play old school RuneScape, not new. RS3 is a lot quicker. Anyways.
But yeah, like, and one thing I was going to talk about, like mentioned before, but knowing us, we just fucking blah blah blah. Is like what I fucking love about TCGs, especially Yu-Gi-Oh, and I've heard of it in Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure it's in Magic. I could be wrong. But I love that they're like, oh yeah, we're going to make this card very, very good. It's going to be a meta. Then the
Yeah.
next year they fucking ban it.
Yeah. The ban list is definitely a troll.
Yeah,
I've seen like some guys like, and see, that's why I don't play competitive, because people that play, like, I reckon if I got competitive, that's why it costs so much. Motherfuckers get a really good deck, they spend $500 building it, and then half the deck gets on the ban list, and now these cards are worth like $5 a pop because no one wants them anymore. And so all of a sudden, man's gone from a $500 deck to a $50 deck, and he's just had to rebuild it and spend another $500.
Yeah, I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh, probably Magic too.
They all,
but like,
all TCGs have a
but
ban list.
It's like, no, this is something else.
Oh, okay.
I don't know too much more on Magic because I haven't looked into it, but it's such a waste. Not a waste, but a waste in money to an extent.
Yeah.
Because not in a bad way. I only say that because I'm like, you're playing it so competitively, spending $500, right? Then all of a sudden, your whole deck's worth.
The new meta
100.
comes out, and when the new meta comes out, you lose your deck. And so John's deck, his Vanguard deck, is worth like a couple grand.
Yeah.
Now, in saying that, it's because he has some high rarity cards in there. Like, you can have replacements to make it cheaper, but it's like, it's now off meta. He doesn't use that deck. He can still run he can still use it to run somewhat high in a competition. But if he wants to go to win, he has to play this separate deck, which he's now spent a bit more money to build. And that's where competitive TCGs are like not my thing. See, I'm a person where I love to play the game, but with the boys. What we did. We had 10 guys over, and we were literally playing 5 games of TCGs running on at the same time. And it was just a great night.
And another thing I love is like Yu-Gi-Oh. I know Yu-Gi-Oh does this. Is they're like, this game, this card is now off the ban list.
Yeah,
and
they take it off
like,
the ban list, and you're like, I just built a whole new deck around it.
But I would say like I've never been interested in competitive because I'm not. I rather just play with mates.
With the boys.
Yeah, because it's just more enjoyable. Because it's like, say you know how to play like Vanguard. I'm like,
you were talking about like, oh, I see you. I was like,
but yes, like say you play like, Vanguard, but I know like I can learn Vanguard from you. Do you get what?
Exactly, yeah. And I learned it from John and James, and then it's been working really well. But
yeah, it's just enjoyable because all the guys know.
We have a lot of guys that are from like that kind of
like
field.
they know each guy knows more.
John knows them all because he works at not works, but
more or less of each sort of deck or game, like TCG. But yeah,
but saying that, guys, that will be
RNG
Unfiltered. We have a. That's it. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week for a new episode.
This guy. Cheers to Pepsi Max.
Cheers.
Love it. And that's RNG Unfiltered. We out.